Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So, today's video, we're going to talk about something that happened close to home, rather in my building. So, I know a lot of you are always saying, get the hell out, leave the city now, it's going to get worse. Yes, I know it's going to get worse. Don't have to remind me, and I know that I should get out. So, a robbery took place in my building 2 days ago. Now, to me, that's not a big deal, but it's part of it. Sorry, it's not a big deal to me. The other part of it is, and the only reason why is because of the wife and kids, my family, right? I can't have my kids and my wife going downstairs and getting robbed. I can't have, just people I know in the building getting robbed. So the robbery wasn't violent, if you will. I know robbery is still a violation of a person and their belongings. I get that. But because I'm old school, if you will, I'm from the 80s, the robbery was what it was. The kid held a knife to the girl's neck, and took her phone. So I don't get this phone shit. Please, someone in the comment section below, let me know why they're stealing phones. Now, I did find out one part of why they're stealing phones is because they can hack them. They can break the phone, sort of like jailbreak it after it's killed, right? So, if anybody could let me know, for sure what it was. I just found out that they can hack the phone, and the phone is now whoever it belongs to, and they can scramble the tracking and all this other crazy shit, whatever it is. Nonetheless, it was a phone. So the kid used a knife on the chick. Now, I've talked about situational awareness many, many, many times in my videos, right? So this wasn't that case. The lady saw the kid in the building a couple times, thought nothing of it, holds the door open for him. He gets on the elevator with her. It gets up to 3. Then he decides to rob her and jumps out of the elevator. She comes back downstairs hysterically crying. Now, keep in mind, my wife went to the ATM, and all of that transpired inside of 5 minutes. And my wife comes back with the block to get a cab. She sees the girl hysterically crying, and the girl tells her, "I got robbed." My wife's like, "Holy shit." With that, 20 minutes later from finding that out, she calls me and tells me, "Oh, someone's getting robbed in the building." Now, she used the word getting, meaning it was happening now. So I go to grab the axe. And I'm like, a bit much with the axe. So I grab my knife, my pocket knife, my Cold Steel. I grab that, and I go downstairs. As I'm on the phone with my wife heading downstairs, she goes, "Oh, it happened 20 minutes ago, motherfucker." All right, whatever. It's done. The cops got there. They took the report. They were doing something called a canvass, where they throw the person in the car, and then they go around the area. Canvassing the area for the perp, if you will. And don't know if they caught the kid or not. They probably didn't, because he's in the wind. It's New York City, right? So, being that it wasn't a situational awareness kind of deal, she did notice that this kid was, sorry about that, some asshole cut me off. So she did notice that the kid was in the building, but the kid was in the building, lurking or whatever, like, up to no good kind of deal. So that was weeks before. She thought there was something off with the kid this time, so her intuitions was telling her was right. What her intuitions were telling her were right. The kid was up to no good. He wanted robbing her for a fucking phone. Nothing that important, right? So, with that, crime is now in my building. Now, listen, here's the stats on crime in buildings like that. It all depends on the neighborhood you're in and what building you're in, what kind of building. If you're in the buildings like these over here, which are projects behind me, robberies happen more often, but not all the time. Whereas a building like mine, which is a tenement, which means it's a 5-story building, and there's, apartments. There's many apartments, or units, if you will, in it. Those kind of buildings rarely have robberies in them, rarely. And then they rarely happen twice, I should say. So, being that the last person that robbed somebody in my building was 16 years ago, and he got his ass handed to him, that was the last time it was a robbery, 16 years ago, roughly, right? And that's what an old school old school dude in my building told me when that happened. That was before I moved there. So I was like, all right. So now he wants to do like a building watch, a neighborhood watch, but like building style, just to the building, sign-in sheet, announcing where you're going, all this stuff. And he said, yeah, I'll come downstairs. And you know what? I'll sit downstairs with you, and I'll hang out with you for a couple hours, whatever it is, if you want the company, because whatever. Now we are at a point where we have to police our own building, because the landlords, the scumbags they don't want to do anything. We are pressing them to get a better door system. We've been pressing them for years to get a better door system, and they've been saying no. So, with all of that being said, guys, situational awareness is important, but also recognizing people's behavior. That is more important. So when you see somebody in the building being weird, looking around, trying not to make eye contact with you, but looks at you and then looks away when you look at them, that's being weird. They are normally up to no good. Now, yes, I know that there are people who have social issues, and so for that reason, they do that kind of shit. But if you see somebody, he's just like wandering around your lobby or your home or your neighborhood, and they're being fucking weird, that means they are up to no good, point blank. That does not mean you start whacking them with a baseball bat either, but you can question them. What are you doing here? Why are you in my neighborhood? Again, if they're being weird. Now, if the dude, and guys, listen, people walk through neighborhoods all the time, that's fine. Buildings are a little different, so there's less leeway with being in someone's building and being weird than there is being in the streets, if you will. Right? So obviously, guys, if someone's in your neighborhood, just eye them. Don't fucking question them like the asshole did with Trayvon Martin. But you just keep an eye on them, that's all. If they're in your neighborhood. I'm not saying fucking go to war with the kid. But if they're in your building, question them. Why the fuck are you in my building? You here to steal packages? Because at this time of year, people are in buildings who don't belong, stealing packages. I know people are in suburban neighborhoods. They're called porch pirates or some shit. They're stealing packages. Look for those odd behaviors. Look for the way people move. Eye contact. All of those things are going to tell you whether or not a person is up to no good. And you have that feeling. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say this, but just because a person's black or Spanish does not mean they're up to no good. I have to say that because I've been in that situation more than enough time. But the same goes for white folks. Just because the guy's white and he's in your neighborhood does not mean he's buying drugs. He might be looking for something. He might be lost. So let's get that out there as well. Other than that, guys, this video was just to let you know what happened in the past couple of days and what we're doing to rectify the situation. And yes, the timeline has moved. We are leaving. We are getting out of here. I'm going to say, again, a year. We re-up the lease for 1 year and we're gone. Even if we have to break the lease a little early and pay a little bit of a fine, fuck it. It is what it is. But now the realization hit my wife. Now she's like, we got to get the fuck out. Because that could have been one of the kids. That could have been her. It wasn't going to be me. But my point is, it could have been somebody in my family. So, other than that, guys, I know what you guys are going to say, so leave your comments in the comment section below. Get the fuck out. What are you, stupid? You should leave. Whatever you got to say it. I'm going to read it. I'm listening or reading, if you will. But like I said, the timeline's changed a little bit now. So, we are getting out of here. Anyway, guys, listen, I also have a podcast. I am going to transfer a lot of my shit over to podcasts. I was supposed to do it last week, but it didn't work. So I'm going to do it this week, starting not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. Wednesday, sorry. I'll start putting more podcasts out. So stay tuned for that. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. And thank you for watching.